Once upon a time, in the distant past, the spiritual energy of heaven and earth gave birth to the Chaos Pearl. Absorbing the essence of the sun and moon, its power grew beyond control. The mixed energies within it made it impossible to distinguish between good and evil. To restore balance, the Supreme Lord of Heaven sent Taiyi and his brother Shen to subdue the Chaos Pearl. However, even together, they were no match for its immense power. In the end, the Supreme Lord himself intervened, using his divine strength to split the Chaos Pearl into two separate entities, the Spirit Pearl and the Demon Pill. Entrusting both to Taiyi, he assigned him a secret mission. This decision sparked jealousy in Shen, who believed his monstrous heritage was the reason for his master's lack of trust. Determined to prove himself, he devised a scheme. Taiyi descended to Earth as instructed and found Jing and his wife. The Supreme Lord had chosen Jing to receive the Spirit Pearl, intending for it to be reincarnated as his son. Lady Yin, Jing's wife, had been pregnant for 3 years. On the day of Nezha's birth, the people of Chentang Pass gathered in celebration. As the moment arrived, Taiyi prepared the altar for the reincarnation of the Spirit Pearl. However, just as everything was proceeding smoothly, Shen secretly manipulated a servant to steal the Spirit Pearl, causing the Demon Pill, meant to be destroyed, to be reincarnated instead. A crimson glow enveloped the house, and by the time anyone realized what had happened, it was too late. Lady Yin gave birth to a large meatball. As soon as it hit the ground, it burst open, revealing a child wrapped in flames, Nezha. His uncontrollable nature led him to wreak havoc immediately. Taiyi, acting swiftly, used the Qiangkun hoop to suppress him and prepared to end his life before his power could fully manifest. However, Lady Yin shielded Nezha with her own body. Feeling the warmth of his mother's love, Nezha's raging spirit calmed, and his demonic nature momentarily subsided. Taiyi chose to spare him, but the Supreme Lord had already placed a curse upon the Demon Pill. Nezha was destined to live for only 3 years. Determined to save his son, Jing decided to journey to heaven with Taiyi to seek the Supreme Lord's guidance. Unfortunately, the Supreme Lord had transcended beyond the 3 realms and would not return for some time. With no other options, Jing resolved to cherish every moment with Nezha. 1 day in heaven was equivalent to a year on Earth. By the time they returned, Nezha had grown significantly. However, the townsfolk feared him, forcing Lady Yin to keep him locked away. One day, while his mother was absent, Nezha snuck out, terrifying the villagers and causing chaos. Some, gathering their courage, called him a demon. To Nezha, the word cut deeper than any blade. Overcome with rage, he nearly lost control, but Taiyi arrived just in time to prevent disaster. The following day, Taiyi took Nezha to a mystical realm, where he gifted him a magical treasure. Teaching him a transformation spell, Taiyi left him alone to practice, expecting it to take months to master. However, Nezha learned it in just a day, and even used it to play tricks on Taiyi. Recognizing Nezha's exceptional talent, Taiyi decided to train him in magic, teaching him to defeat demons and help others. But Nezha, burdened by years of rejection, refused to help the people who despised him. Though he longed to be a hero, the constant rejection wounded him deeply. Seeing his son's pain, Jing told him a lie, that he was the reincarnation of the Spirit Pearl. Believing his father's words, Nezha devoted himself to training, determined to prove his worth. 2 years later, he had become a formidable warrior, yet traces of his demonic nature remained. Fearing the risk he posed, Jing insisted Nezha stay in seclusion to meditate, but Nezha disobeyed and ran off. Meanwhile, a water demon, tired of eating seafood, ventured onto land in search of new prey. Unfortunately, it encountered Nezha. Realizing it stood no chance, the demon kidnapped a little girl and fled. Nezha, eager to be a hero, pursued the demon, inadvertently causing destruction along the way. Just as the demon was about to escape into the sea, the ocean suddenly froze, forming an endless sheet of ice. A man in white, bathed in sunlight, descended from the sky. In mere seconds, he rescued the girl and subdued the demon. Before he could deliver the final blow, Nezha intervened, unwilling to let him steal the credit. A fight broke out, and Nezha tore off the man's mask, revealing dragon horns beneath. However, in their struggle, they failed to notice the demon releasing bubbles into the air, bubbles capable of petrifying anything they touched. In an instant, the man dodged the bubbles and delivered a powerful punch to the demon, forcing it to surrender the antidote. Grateful, the girl and the man sincerely thanked Nezha, filling his heart with warmth for the first time. As the sun set, Nezha played Jianzi with the man, cherishing his first-ever friendship. Before parting, the man handed Nezha a conch, promising to come whenever it was blown. But joy is fleeting. Soon, the villagers arrived, armed and furious. To them, Nezha was nothing more than a demon. Their cruel words cut him deeply, driving him into a rage. Though he restrained himself from harming anyone, it took Tai and his parents to calm him down. Meanwhile, the man returned to his underwater home. He was ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶𝔠𝔩, the Dragon King's son. Sharing his excitement about his new friend, he was devastated when his father revealed the truth. ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 was the true reincarnation of the Spirit Pearl, and Nezha was his destined enemy. As Nezha's birthday approached, he excitedly prepared for the grand celebration his parents had promised. His only wish was for ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 to attend. However, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 was conflicted. His father had given him a cruel mission. As his birthday approaches, Nezha eagerly goes to the seashore to call for ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶, unaware that something weighs heavily on his friend's mind. ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶, torn by inner conflict, struggles with the order his father, the Dragon King, has given him. He must kill Nezha at the birthday celebration to gain the people's trust, the only hope for the dragon's freedom. Overwhelmed by the burden of this task, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 keeps his turmoil hidden. On the day of the celebration, Nezha excitedly tries on his new clothes, anticipating a joyful day. But before the festivities begin, Shen arrives, revealing a devastating truth. Nezha is not a savior, but the reincarnation of the demon pill. Shocked and enraged by the lie he had been told his entire life, Nezha storms into the party, demanding answers from his father. Fueled by anger, he chants the spell Shen had given him, lifting the seal of the jiang. Without its restraint, Nezha instantly loses control, his demonic power fully unleashed. Madness overtakes him, and in his wrath, he even turns on his own father. Only the jiang can stop Nezha now, but Shen has already taken it. From a distant mountain, Shen watches the chaos unfold, standing beside ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶. Seeing the destruction before him, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 is unable to bear the suffering of innocent people. Following his conscience, he seizes the jiang from Shen and rushes back, using it to restrain Nezha once more, saving his parents in the process. Regaining his senses, Nezha is left with a deep sense of betrayal. Hurt and furious, he walks away. Meanwhile, Jing notices something unusual about ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶. Detecting a distinct scent, he tears off ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶's coat, exposing the dragon horns beneath. In that moment, the truth is laid bare. The dragons and Shen were the ones who had turned Nezha into a demon. The people, now aware of the deception, turn on ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶. Under their accusations and Shen's manipulation, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 reaches his breaking point. Overcome with fury, he raises the sea into the sky and freezes it, intending to bury the entire town in ice. Jing and Lady Yin attempt to stop him, but they are powerless against his strength. Just then, a blazing meteor streaks across the sky. Nezha has returned. It was the flaming chariot that revealed the truth to him. While in heaven, Jing and Tai had learned of a cruel reality. Though the curse on Nezha could not be broken, a loved one's sacrifice through the transplant spell could save his life. Jing had already resolved to give up his own life for his son. Overwhelmed by his father's love, Nezha refuses to run away from his fate. This time, he fights not for himself, but for his family and the people of the town. Yet, even as he stands against ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶, Nezha's power remains sealed by the jiang, leaving him at a disadvantage. Realizing brute force alone won't be enough, he resorts to clever tactics, outwitting ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶. But time is running out. Frustrated, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 loses patience and transforms into a dragon, preparing to unleash his full might and crush the town beneath the ice. With the city on the brink of destruction, Nezha has no choice. He unleashes all his power. This time, however, he controls it, using the jiang to contain his demonic nature. Even so, it's not enough. As the ice looms closer, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 urges Nezha to surrender. But giving up is not in Nezha's nature. He has defied fate all his life, and he refuses to let it decide his destiny now. Fueled by sheer will, Nezha awakens a new power. Flames erupt from his body, 6 arms emerge from his back, and the heat of his energy begins to evaporate the ice. Realizing he has lost, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 turns to flee. But in an instant, Nezha's fire-tipped spear stops just inches from his face. Yet Nezha does not strike, because ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 is his only friend. At that moment, thunder rumbles in the heavens. The curse placed upon the demon pill by the Supreme Lord has come to claim Nezha's life. His 3rd birthday has arrived, and his fate is sealed. Without hesitation, Nezha burns the transplant spell his father had given him. Accepting his destiny, he bids his parents farewell and ascends into the sky, calmly embracing the lightning bolt that will end his life. But the next second, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 follows him into the storm. At this moment, he is no longer the son of the Dragon King, nor is he carrying the burden of freeing his kind. He is simply Nezha's friend. Though the power they unleash is small compared to the wrath of heaven, they fight against the lightning together. But their strength is not enough. The storm threatens to consume them completely. Just then, Tai summons the multicolor lotus. Light and thunder collide, and the world is engulfed in a brilliant, endless white. When the storm clears, Nezha and ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔶 souls remain intact, preserved by the power of the lotus. The people of the town, who once feared Nezha, now kneel before him, expressing their gratitude. The next time you face an unfair fate or doubt yourself, may the story of Nezha remind you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe for more magical